And then weed. It is something that when you are using it consistently, you become dependent on it. And you need it to feel like yourself, that you can be comfortable, where you have no worries, no cares. Like you'll wake up and you'll need it the first thing in the morning because your brain is racing, so you'll need something to calm it down, right? And then you'll have that, and then you'll have uh, caffeine on top of it to balance the two out because you've calmed down your brain from feeling, but from having all these thoughts, and then you need to think because the weed makes you like your brain kind of shut down like zombie mode. So then you have the caffeine on top of it to even it out. So it's like this constant thing of taking where it's like what I said before, alcohol, and then taking um, weed, alcohol in social settings so that you feel comfortable and at ease and like you can be free because you have not built that confidence within yourself or have that self love to just be free on your own without needing anything. And then weed and caffeine are two other drugs that you're just putting into your body to even you out so that you feel comfortable in your own skin. When everything is about getting comfortable in your own skin without needing anything, right? Like, I always thought I was such a confident person, but I think that I was always confident because I always had weed that made me feel like I was confident, that I didn't have a care in the world because I was good on the bud. It was making me feel happy, peace, calmness, lightness. Joker had really good jokes. I'm still a joker and I have good jokes, but I always attribute everything that my personality was heightened or my personality came out because of this weed that I was taking. Whereas now that I haven't been taking it, like I still make jokes. I'm constantly joking around with my kids and making them laugh. And my older son always said, "Mom, that's a good joke. That's a good joke, right?" So I have good jokes and I'm good at writing and all these things. But I also always used to attribute that I needed that weed in order to be funny, in order to be lighthearted, in order to be calm, in order to bring out my childlike nature, in order to come up with these great content, poetry, all that stuff. But you don't need anything. Once you develop your self love and work on yourself, eat healthy, strengthen your mind, regulate your nervous system, work on the things, your shadows that still affect you that you want to overcome. Once you keep consistent with that, just like you consistently work on your passion, that's when you realize, oh, I'm a badass. Like, I'm good on my own. I don't need anything else. And it's like going into new environments, you feel like, oh, I can just be free because I'm not on anything that makes me feel like you're not dependent on anything else. You're just dependent on yourself. And that's like at first, like I remember when I was first started socializing, when I was getting rid of all these things that I was enabling me, I was feeling awkward in social settings. I was feeling awkward to talk to other moms because I was like, ugh, I don't feel confident in myself. I feel like that thing that was making me feel quote unquote peace, I don't have anymore. That thing that was making me feel like I didn't care what other people's opinion was not there anymore. And then slowly but surely, by me calming down my brain, exercising, getting sunlight, all these things, I started to get to a place where I'm like, again, I don't care what people think. Again, I'm living my life for me. Again, I'm just feeling peace. And yeah, I get frustrated. Yeah, I get stressed out sometimes. Yeah, the pressure's overwhelming, but I'm able to overcome it and still, at my most, try to be in the moment while observing the situation. I'm at that place where I'm not fully present. That's something I'm still struggling with. But I think it's more in the morning. I struggle with being present because my mind's just waking up, but I'm not having racing thoughts going on. I'm just observing everything that's happening and everything that's happening in my mind. And whereas before it was just racing thoughts of stress, frustration, what am I doing, blah blah blah, all these insecurities. And now I'm at a place where I can cope better, right? So when you build those like coping mechanisms and doing what's right for you and doing what makes you feel happy, then in turn you're able to fill other people's cup, right? Fill up your own cup and then you can fill up other people's cup as well. But basically, I never understood when people said, "Oh, I don't drink, I don't do anything." And before, my perspective on it, back in the day, I was like, oh, like, have you never had fun in your life? Like, are you that rigid that you don't allow yourself to be free? But no, they're the ones that actually experience the real freedom, which I'm experiencing now, that you're in control of your thoughts. You're in control of not your thoughts, because your thoughts come, but you're in control of your reactions. And to a degree, when you're using your observing mind, you are in control of what you're thinking about it, how you perceive things, because you choose to question that initial thought that's deprecating that comes in your mind. So you are in control in your thoughts because you control the questions that you ask yourself. You control whether this is a thought from me, or whether this is a thought from someone else, or whether this is not your energy, or is it your energy. You start questioning everything, because that's where the real freedom lies. It's like, I'm a perfectionist. I know that about myself. And it's not necessarily a bad thing to be a perfectionist, because it makes me constantly on the path of bettering and bettering myself. And at the same time, like in my circle, I expect the same thing out of the people that I'm around too. Like, to be ambitious, to chase your dreams, to better yourself internally, externally, everything. Make yourself feel the best, because the whole point of being in this meat suit is being the best version of ourselves, perfecting our soul, so that in our next reincarnation, we're like the highest being. We enter into another dimension. Like, that's what I strive to be. I strive to be my highest self and get over this impatience and frustration and any other shadows that come up, because I want to enter into another dimension my next lifetime. I want my soul to evolve. I don't want to face these same challenges that I've been facing. Who knows how many lifetimes I've been facing these challenges. So, literally, the whole purpose, Jesus said it in the Talmud of Emmanuel. um, it's been said, and I think in other texts as well, perfecting our soul. That's the whole purpose. So when they say there's no such thing as perfect, all these things, they're just trying to blind you and sidetrack you from doing what you need to do. Like, yes, don't be harsh on yourself. Yes, don't be self deprecating. Like, don't be harsh on yourself when you make a mistake, but it doesn't mean that you don't aim you don't aim for perfection. You still aim for perfection, but you don't be harsh on yourself when you make a mistake. You say, okay, I made that mistake. I'm gonna do better next time. If I fail again, I'm gonna keep trying. As long as you're trying, that's all that matters. You'll eventually get to that point where it becomes second nature, and you can be the best version of yourself. And you can teach others to be the best version of themselves as well. But until you work on it yourself, then you can't teach anybody else. You can teach people on the stuff that you've learned and the stuff that you've overcome, but until you're truly encapsulating that best version of yourself, and you feel like you're encapsulating that best version of yourself, then you cannot teach others until you are a walking. And you only teach others through actions. Like, I'm saying words and I'm telling you tools of what I'm doing to better myself, but at the end of the day, only through my actions of how I interact with the world, how I am and what I do, can you really know, am I encompassing that character, you know?